Hello, greetings and salutations, listeners. And I can never tell if I'm too close or too far away from the microphone, so forgive me if either one of those are the case. But I digress. In any case, um, get right into it. So, I was sleeping the other day, and I got to thinking, you know, sleep is, well, first of all, most of us spend so much time sleeping. I mean, it's weird. Like, if you're listening to this, then you probably sleep as well. And I would say that not only do you sleep, but you sleep shortly after, if not immediately after, or even during this, like listening to this, um, which is fine. I mean, there's plenty of benefits to doing that. But did you know that scientific research has been conducted? A little bit of a throwback with that word there, but indicating that organisms that's a PC word I could use, right? Organisms. It's not. Organisms is inclusive, right, of all living uh, organisms. I guess I don't want to say things because that sounds like I'm objectifying creatures. Whatever. Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and use the O word there. So, organisms that sleep tend to be more rested than their restless counterparts, or rather, you know, organisms that do not participate in activities such as sleep. But then again, this study was also conducted using tools um, measuring organisms that ate via traditional methods and consumed, you know, consumed hydration through some means, conventional or otherwise, um, and other basic uh, functions such as that are universal among the creatures that do participate in those uh, processes. So, there may have been a bit of a correlation there, um, because, since this, hasn't exactly been a trending political topic recently, there has been very little funding going around for this specific sect of the research division of our scientific laboratories incorporated LLC. So, um, there hasn't been any studies conducted to the best of our knowledge here, isolating the sleep variable from the other, from those other aforementioned processes that generally accompany it. So, it can be a result of a sort of medley of those things where organisms that participate in one or more, or perhaps even all of these activities, are generally more rested than other organisms, or those that don't participate in those activities. So it's really not clear if sleep has a direct correlation with rest or not. But the statistics that we do have readily available to us at this time seem to indicate a positive correlation between sleep levels and rest levels. So, in other words, the more sleep that you get, the more rested you are. And again, we can't guarantee that it's necessarily that simple, but there does seem to be favorable conditions to indicate such a correlation between those two variables. So, where was I going with this? But yeah, so I just found it interesting because sleep was, I mean, oh yeah, the organisms that do participate in the activity known as sleep generally tend to spend a great deal of time revolving around sleep over the course of their lifetimes. And some organisms can sleep for months at a time, or sometimes a few minutes at a time, or anywhere in between. Really, sometimes it's a few days, sometimes it'll be like an hour or two, and sometimes it'll be like a week. So, but any length of time. There's some organisms even they'll sleep varying increments of time. Like, sometimes it'll be 7 hours, and other times it'll be 3 hours, and other times it'll be like a full day. And the thing is, we find that we interview these organisms, and we've gotten some information from them that they don't even seem to be in control of how long the sleep is going to be, or when it will be over, as far as these particular organisms that do have varying sleep durations, that is. And so, they seem to not, they seem to have limited control over it, and be just as surprised as we are when they wake up, because our camera crew is quite startled generally when they wake up, and sometimes they're hostile or confused, or any combination of emotions. But that's why it's important to have the proper military equipment to be able to withstand whatever violence-based activities these creatures engage in, because some of the more primitive ones can tend to just immediately go into this sort of fight or flight instinct mode, where their sort of judgment, decision making skills reaches an all-time low, and they become impulsive and very emotion driven. So, it could be quite an unpredictable situation for everyone involved. Um, yeah, so you don't want to be caught in the middle of that and be defenseless because by the time you get to anything, even if you did have anything on you, it's like it'd kind of be too late, because you'd already be in danger by that point. It's better to prevent the danger from even happening. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't even have to worry about it. You just kind of drift off peacefully. It's like what's been happening here. And it all cycles back to the theme of the episode, this episode. And that's really at the root of it all, because at the end of the day, no pun intended, it's what this show's all about. And it's been my lifelong mission, my goal to just get some sleep. Everyone else gets to sleep, everyone else around me. I sleep right now, that's why I'm able to do this. They all fall asleep eventually. But me, I happen to have severe insomnia. I just want sleep. Every time I doze off, they always shake me awake. Say no, you gotta keep talking, you gotta keep making content. We're always on the air, we're always recording these episodes in bulk, just one after another, after another, after another. And it's just, I'm getting stretched real thin. I don't even remember how it feels to sleep, honestly. It's been so long. But I feel like if I just got a little bit of sleep, like just a few years, just a little bit of sleep, I would feel so much better, so much more rejuvenated. But it doesn't work that way. I could doze off now, but they'd notice if there was just dead air on the microphone. It doesn't really matter what I'm saying. I could be saying anything. I could be talking about them, giving away secrets, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just as long as I'm talking, that's really all they look at. They're not gonna play this back. They're not gonna read the transcripts. They're only gonna check the audio file and make sure that the audio waves stay up the whole time and they never have a dip. So as long as I can just keep vibrating my vocal cords in close proximity to this microphone, they won't suspect a thing. So it doesn't matter beyond that, the specifics of it. So anyway, here to comment on that is Figurative Frank, who has been on the other line this whole time. Hello, Frank. How's it going? Well, I just happened to overhear the last little bit of your show, and I couldn't help but notice you said that you could talk about anything. Is that true? Well, for the time being, yes, since my supervisors are, currently, shall we say, otherwise occupied by their participation in aforementioned processes of physical forms. Alright, so you say you talk about whatever you want. Yeah, basically, in essence. Alright, well, I figured you're probably not used to that, right? So you would know what that means, like what to do, what to talk about, more specifically, I suppose. So that's why I figured I could show up here to provide you with some ideas for things to talk about on your show, like right now even. Oh, okay, well, we'll go for it then. Alright, so, what do you want? Well, I want to hear some of them. I want to hear idea number one. Oh, okay, well, alright then, let me see here. Okay, idea number one is conversation topic number one. So, I hope that helped. No, you gotta be more specific, Frank. I'm not familiar with that. I don't know what that means. So could you further elaborate a little, please? Okay, sure. So basically, what this idea consists of, or what this topic consists of, rather, is, you're gonna want to do find a stranger, road place, someone you don't know already, and you're just gonna integrate yourself into the habit, and just kind of use the left 2 lanes to merge on the accidents happen to people. It was a 50-year-old man, completely selfish and orange juice. And it's only good for the poor guy, honestly. I just feel like he probably had a lot of guilt from that. And, the same thing, was, it's the other one, I think it was that fun spot, anyway, someone did, it's like, I went to that, and you see all this paraphernalia, it's like, how is that legal? How's it legal for non-patients to have that? And I was like, well, I guess there's some way, like, you can have a permit for only 5 or whatever else. So I was like, okay, well, so sure, you're somebody get so something else I was gonna ask was one of the things I was gonna ask, and now I forget what it was. Because what happens when you forget to hang up the phone with figurative Frank? This is what happens. So look very carefully at this vehicle. Does this look like the same one that you're used to? Because for this ride, it's always been that. But if you're talking about Toy Story Mania, that was completely different. Completely different. That one's 2 rows, the front row and the back row. This is special effects. So as you put it there, it means you follow the instructions, and now let's just see if that's what was actually supposed to happen. Told you not to call that pizza place. There is no as soon as you pick up the phone, they just ask what's your room number. And it's like, yes, he has a credit card, that's all like, you want to know. It's like, okay, well, I was doing it for hot pepper test today. He's like, alright, well, I got you today. And I said, well, because it's kind of odd the way they are, you know. It's like, this is a good. So, you know, I just got a lot of time. My mouth always gets so dry. Where's the coffee? Told her not to worry about it. She's looking around. I was trying to find pictures. She was nice. She was on me. But he just did that, and it was just a nice performance. So pretty. It's transferring them from one plate to another. I don't know what that means. I just told him, like, hey man, I've been in this one time. Itchy, so itchy. And I wish I did. For their friend to come across. How is it still going? Can't only do that for this season. This is something still. So do it. So what I'm prepared for. I still know it. Well, with good reason. This is kind of like, well, let me see what's, the tables will be turned. I'll be the one wearing clothes. And see. But I'll find it. Oh, believe you me, I will find it. This is still on. A lot of minutes. A lot of minutes around. Question still needs to get back in. So I told him wasn't gonna do it, so it wasn't gonna do it. Alright, well, I don't know how much longer this is gonna let me go for, but I gotta call it here, so have a good night, everyone. And